Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to create the tab page controller inside of our home page, which is going to allow us to actually navigate between the different pages inside of our home page. So if I bring the design files, you're going to see that I'm talking about this tab page controller, and this tab page controller is going to allow us to navigate to different pages, one of which would be our recent chats page, the other one would be our user search page, and then we'll also have an actual profile page where we'll have the ability to actually just see the information of our currently logged in user as well as log out. So without anything further to do, let's get into it. So the way we're going to start off is that inside of our home page, we are going to set up the basic tab page controller. So we're going to go to our home page, and then to our app bar, we are going to its bottom attribute, add a tab bar widget. And then a tab bar requires some properties that have to be set for it to actually work. In our case, the first thing I'm going to do is define the tabs. So the tabs are the actual icons that you see. And tabs is an actual list of tab objects. So I'm going to create, for now, just one tab. And this tab is going to have an icon. And the icon is going to be an icon, which will be icons dot. And then we are going to use our person outline icon. After this, the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to define the size for icon, and the size for icon is going to be 25. Alt-Shift-F just to reformat the code, and we can do command save. And we're going to get an error, but we'll fix this error as we go along. Okay, so once our tab bar has a tab, the next thing we have to do is that we have to define a controller for our tab bar, which is going to control some corresponding functionality and actually allow us to listen to the different changes for tab bar. So I'm going to define the controller for our tab bar, and the controller is going to be defined at the top of our HomePage state class. So on the top of our class, I'm going to create a tab bar controller, and I'm going to create this as a private variable. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to set this tab bar controller as our controller for our tab bar. But before we can do command save, what we have to do is that we have to create the constructor for our home page state. And then inside of our constructor, we have to actually initialize our tab controller. So I'm going to do tab controller equals to tab controller. And then with this, we can just put this off. Lastly, what we have to do is that we have to, first of all, for our length of our tab controller, set this to 1 for now because we just have 1 tabs. We also have to set the initial index, so the initial page that we go to, and that we'll set that to 1, 2. And I'll come back to these in a later video. And then for vsync, we'll set this class as the vsync class. But if we do this, you're going to see that we're going to get an error. And to fix this error, what I have to do that our class has to implement the single ticker provider mixin, or single ticker provider state mixin. Once we have that, we can do command save and just reload our application. Okay, so with this, the next thing we have to do now is that we have to define the actual pages for our tab controller, because for now we've only defined the actual tabs, but we haven't defined the actual pages. So the way we're going to do this is that we're going to create a new function. And this is going to be a function that's going to return a widget. And I'm going to call this our tab bar pages. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open this function. I'm going to return a tab bar view. So every tab bar has a corresponding tab bar view, which takes in some children and a corresponding tab controller. So first of all, we're going to define the children. The children's is going to be a list of widgets. And we'll define the children in a bit, but before we can define the children, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to define the actual controller for our tab bar view. And the controller is going to be the controller that we created. So tab controller, make sure that both of these controllers are the same for our actual tab bar and our tab bar view. Once we have this, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add a body to our scaffold. So to our scaffold, I'm going to add a body. Oh, and this is adding to the tab bar. So to our scaffold, I'm going to add a body, and the body is going to be our tab bar pages. And then I'm just going to add a comma here just to reformat the code, do Alt-Shift-F and do command save. With that, the final thing we have to do is that inside of our pages, we have to create a new file, and we'll call our file profile page dot dot. So this is the page that is going to store all of the information regarding our user profile. And if I open the design files, I'm talking about this page. And what we're going to do is that now we're going to define our profile page. So all we have to do is that we have to import, first of all, our material library. Then we have to create a new class, and we'll call this class our profile page. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to extend a stateless widget. Our class is going to be stateless since no data inside of it is going to change once the class has been created. Then I'm going to create the constructor for our class, and I'll leave this empty for now. Then I'm going to create the actual build method, and then I'm going to remove the comment for our build method. And for now, what I'm going to do is that inside of our build method, I'm going to return a container. And then this container is just going to have a child. And then this child is going to be text, and we'll call it profile page. With that, I'm going to just add a comma, do Alt-Shift-F, and do Command Save. So now once we have this, the next thing we can do is that we can go back to our home page, and to the top, we can import our page. So that's our profile page. And then what we can do is that to our tab bar pages, we can actually add our profile page. So I'll add our profile page as a child, and we'll actually create a new profile page. And then I'm going to add a comma here and do Alt-Shift-F and do Command Save. I'm going to reload the app. Okay, so the last thing we have to do to remove this error is that we have to set our initial index to 0 because we just have one element inside of our actual children for our tab bar view as well as of our tab. So that's going to be the 0th index, do Command Save. And you're going to see that our tab bar now actually shows up. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to add the remaining 3 tabs to our tab section inside of our tab bar. So I'm just going to copy the corresponding tab object. I'm going to paste it twice. And then I'm going to add the commas. After that, for our final tab, we're going to leave the tab as persons.outline for the icon. The first one is going to be our people outline. So this is going to be our search page for the different users on our application, and then the middle one is going to be our chat bubble outline, and then do Command Save. But now what we have to do is that inside of our children's, I'm just going to copy our profile page and paste it 3 times. And once we have this, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to update the length of our tab controller to 3 because we have 3 children and 3 tabs, and I'll set the initial index to 1. And then I'm going to do Command Save and reload the app. And you're going to see that our tab bar now shows up. And now we can actually navigate between the different pages. We still go to the same page, but as you can see, it actually takes us to a new instance of the profile page. Okay, so with the tab bar now working, the last thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to define some stylistic properties for our tab bar. The first is going to be the unselected color. So when our tabs are unselected, what the label color is going to be. In this case, it's going to be colors.gray. Once we have that, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to select the indicator color, and that's going to be colors dot, and then the color is going to be blue. So the indicator refers to this underline underneath of our tabs. And then finally, we'll have a label color. So once our label is selected, what's its color, and that's going to be colors.blue. And with that, we are done. All we have to do is do Command Save to see these changes being applied. And now, as you can see, the selected indicator is blue with the blue underline, while the unselected ones are not like that. So with that, I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. And in the next video, we are going to create the actual UI for our profile page. Peace.